Hi and welcome to Elevate Founders expert session on marketing. We have Julia with us, who runs a successful marketing agency here in the heart of London. She's going to share with us some of her top tips on how to market your business successfully. She works with many startups and scale-ups throughout Europe and America, and she's going to share some of those top tips that they use. Enjoy.
Hello, my name is Julia Payne and I am the co-founder of the strategic marketing agency Incisive. And today we're going to talk about the principles of tech marketing. So as an agency, we started in 2009 at the bottom end of the marketing and sales funnel. We were getting great results and clients were saying, well, we're not getting bang for buck for our marketing. So over the years, we moved up into the marketing funnel and now that's our proposition. So marketing to drive sales, because yes, clients want leads. Yes, you want more clients, but at the end of the day, what you want is more revenue. You want revenue, results, and a return on investment. But the thing is, there are so many channels today, there are so many decision makers, there's so many influencers, you have to think about the decision making unit. So the question is, where do you actually start? Well, as an agency, we start with our guiding principles, because we've learned over the past 10 years, these guiding principles apply to every client. Of course they apply to tech marketers, but they apply to every single client when you are thinking about marketing. So that first principle is marketing exists to drive revenue. So we all want to fill the funnel, we all want to nurture our prospects down as quickly as possible, but at the end of the day, we want to close that low-hanging fruit, because we want to drive that revenue, we want to get results, we want to get return on investment. The second principle is strategy must inform tactics, not the other way around. So I could talk for hours on this, but what we find is that most of our clients come to us and they've done a lot of execution. So they've run Facebook ads, they've done paid search, they've done paid social, but they haven't truly driven the results that they want. So they've done what we call a lot of stuff, but it hasn't driven those results that they are seeking. So the question is, why is that? And typically that's because they don't have a strategy in place. So strategy must always come before execution. Then if you think about it, you need to put your prospect at the heart of everything you do in marketing. So your prospect comes first. So you need to understand who your prospect is and then understand the journey that they will take in their buying and decision-making journey and process, because your journey will be very different to your neighbours. So at the top of the funnel, you might want more information, you might be seeking education, you might not know quite what your pain point is, whereas your neighbour might have gone through that process and actually be ready to make a decision. And especially in the B2B world now, there's research showing that prospects are 50 to 70% of the way through their journey before they actually start contacting someone. So they're doing the research themselves. So it's essential that you understand what that buying and decision-making journey is. Then our fourth principle is nobody needs more noise in their life. Okay, so content must actually deliver value. So recent research has shown that there is about 500 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. So that means there's 30,000 hours uploaded every hour and 720,000 hours uploaded to YouTube per day. So that would roughly take you about 82 years to watch one day's worth of video. So quite clearly, we don't need to be putting anything out there unless it's going to deliver real value. And the question is, who are we delivering value to? And that's to your prospects, to your buyer personas. So our fifth guiding principle is reporting and optimization must be data driven. So there's no place really now for feeling results or thinking about results. It's actually analysing that data, understanding what's working, what's not, doing more of what's working and less of what's not. And then our final principle is that today everybody's a marketer. So on one hand, marketing's really easy. Everybody's got a friend called Bob who has driven 250,000 leads for £2.50, and it worked for him. But actually, to do it properly and to really appeal to your buyer persona takes expertise, takes a process and a structure and the relevant platforms. And a key thing for marketing is not to be driven by what other people are doing. Focus on your prospect and what's right for your prospect, because that's what's going to drive the results. So the first stage of tech marketing is research. So in research, you really need to understand who your buyer persona is. So who is it that you are targeting? And not just in a demographic or a firmographic way, but actually really understanding their pain points. What is it that matters to your prospect? Because at the end of the day, when your prospect is looking at your website or any of your marketing material, they are thinking about three things. So who are you? What's in it for me? And why should I believe you? So you really need to understand who your buyer persona is, and crucially, what are their pain points? Because it's those pain points that you are going to be playing to. Now then, understanding your buyer persona means that you also have to understand their customer journey. So what is their buying and decision-making journey across the different stages of their journey? So if they're in awareness, what information are they looking at? Where are they going to find that? What information do they want next? So really planning out that customer journey. The third part of research is around competitive analysis. And that's not so much that you have to do a massive piece of desk research to find out everything that you need to know about your competitors, but it's really so you understand those crucial elements of your competitors that allows you to position away from those competitors. Because if you're caught up in all the noise with your competitors, then you can only be compared on one thing, and that's largely going to be on price. And you don't want a price-driven proposition unless you set out your model around that. So research is very much around understanding your buyer persona, understanding their buying and decision-making journey, and then understanding the competitive marketplace. That research then feeds into strategy. Now, at the heart of every strategy is being crystal clear, and I emphasize that, really crystal clear about your goals and objectives. So you are only going to have a defined budget available. You will not be able to cover every stage of the funnel and every single channel. It is just simply not feasible. So being very clear about your goals, where you want to focus. Do you want to focus at the top of the funnel and fill that pipeline? Do you want the middle, so you're nurturing people down that funnel? Or do you want to go for the low-hanging fruit at the bottom? Go straight for the kill and try and close as many people as possible. Now, that decision is one for your company and for where you are kind of in your stage of growth. But it's absolutely crucial. Focus and prioritization are key around your goals and objectives. Then, as part of your strategy, you need a messaging platform. So what messages are you going to push out to which buyer persona for which stage in their buying journey? And remember, that messaging platform has to live somewhere. So whether that's on your website, whether that's in an investment deck, whether that's in a sales deck, you need to do something with that messaging platform. All too often, we see people creating messages, but they just live somewhere, never really to see the light of day. It's very similar to buyer personas. It's very rare that clients will come to us with nothing around their buyer personas, but often it's a written document that has never seen the light of day. So a 24-page document that someone has done loads of research around, but actually is never used, is never part of the CRM, is never part of the marketing strategy. So that messaging platform needs to really live and breathe and sing to your buyer personas. And it really needs to answer their pain points. Now, with your research and strategy undertaken, those two stages feed into your website. So your website is your lead generation platform. So you are looking at the user interface, the UI, the customer experience around the website to create a platform that reflects your buyer persona and their customer journey, and of course their pain points. Now, when we're asked, what is the number one thing that you would do in a marketing environment, it is for the founders to realise that actually their website is not around the company, it is not around them. It does not matter whether a website is blue, has got 4 boxes on the home page, who cares? It needs to reflect the customer, the prospect buying journey. That's absolutely crucial because your website is your global lead generation platform. So then with your research and strategy done, with your website in place, you can then move on to the playbook. So creating your campaign strategies. And again, good campaigns do not happen by chance. You need a very granular strategy around them. So for your buyer persona, this is the channel where you are going to get the biggest bang for your buck. And this is the message that we are going to go out for this stage of the funnel for this buyer persona. And think about what content do you need for the different stages of the buying funnel. So at the top of the funnel, it's going to be more around information and education, but towards the bottom of the funnel, it's going to be far more hardcore kind of facts. People want prices, they want data sheets. So really thinking about what do you need for that campaign strategy. Then in stage 5, with everything in place, with your campaign strategy in place, we move on to execution. So this is where we get really down and dirty and we go out into the relevant channels for our buyer personas with the right message at the right stage of the funnel to really drive that execution and start getting that data in, because that's what you want. You want to get the data in so you can analyze it and see what your target audience, what your prospects, what your buyer personas are responding to. So think about your content and the content assets that your prospects are going to be led to, whether that's on a landing page or whether that's on your website. And then the final stage of the model is around reporting and optimization. So it's about creating your reporting framework, and then it's about getting that data, analyzing it, optimizing it, do more of what's working, less of what's not, and then go again. So that is the 6-stage model. So research, strategy, website, playbook, execution, and reporting and optimization. And in today's B2B world, and it applies to B2C, there are so many things to consider in marketing. There are so many channels, there are so many different personas. You have to think about your ideal client profile, who are you playing to, who are you speaking to, what is the decision-making unit? Are you playing to stakeholders? Are you playing to influencers? For the different stages of the funnel with the different messages. So with this model, actually the key is to go through the stages as quickly as possible and not hop over them. So to go from one to the other. Now what we say is you don't have to sit there and contemplate your navel because you want to get out to the market as quickly as possible, but go through those stages at a healthy pace. And remember, the key thing about marketing is it's not about you, it is about your target audience and it's about your prospects.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe and please comment below and tell us what you want more of these expert sessions on. We will go and find the experts. Thank you too to RUNWAY East for letting us use these offices to film in. If you're looking for shared workspace to grow your startup from, I would highly recommend you use them. They're based in London and Bristol, but they're expanding fast, so do check them out. And thank you for watching.